Doki! Well, hello there, people with the internet and hello again. I am TheMBmulti. Welcome to part 1 of my Let's Play Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. Yes, there is a plus version nowadays. It came out today, on the 30th of June, which is the day I'm recording this. Yeah, I was surprised because the trailer only dropped like a few days before this. So I was a bit like, whoa. So, it's grand, it's bigger, it's better, it's probably more terrifying than before. And yeah, it's in general like an improvement on the original one. It's made by the same developer with help from another studio. And yeah, okay, I'm ready to have my heart broken again. I know that I'm not done with Blue Skies just yet. I still have to do the Natsuki routes on Blue Skies. And then I have to check out the Monika stuff. And after that I've got like 12 more other mods lined up, ready to go. So there's a ton more Doki Doki stuff coming up, but this just came earlier. So yeah, let's go. Alright, I'm ready to be traumatized. Hey, I see an annoying girl running towards me. Oh no. From the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. Oh, I hope that you actually have seen the Sayori episode that I uploaded today as well. The final episode of the Sayori route. Because there is some interesting stuff that happens there. You know, the kind of friend you never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to schools together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently and would get tired, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better running away. Don't do that. It's Sayori! It's Sayori, come on! However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Hi, Sayori! We were, in bed together earlier today. So, it's a bit awkward, but hey. Hi, Sayori. I overslept again, but I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. And you say like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Mark. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. Whatever you say! I just played Command & Conquer before I started this up. We cross the street together and make our way to school. Also, I don't know what's new, by the way. This may be exactly like the original game, but like in a full HD or something. I don't know. I don't know what's different. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students and making their daily commutes. By the way, Mark, have you decided on a club to join yet? The literature club, Sayori. Right away. A club? I told you already. I'm not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me that you would join the club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did, in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me, when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know? And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises though. Will you at least promise you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I could promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. Is Sakura here? The school day is as ordinary as ever, and is over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting there and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late for your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori. Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Nah, meanie! Sayori is the vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title Vice President. That says, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member, and Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she is so cunning as to have planned this all out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go! Come on, how can you say no to a girl like that, or a smile like that? And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. Oh god. Oh no. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you, don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Hi, Yuri! Hugs. And also Sayori, by the way. It was so natural to... I mean, it hasn't been long, because I literally just, I just now uploaded the final episodes of the Sayori ride on Blue Sky, so... Yeah, but also a hug for Sayori. And Monika, and then a high five to Natsuki or something. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. I don't know if the audio is too loud, but... Oh, I guess it's fine. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Yeah, see, that's why Natsuki is definitely not... Oh, Mark, what a nice surprise. Hi, Monika. You're facing me from the front again. It's a bit different, because I'm used to your other sprite, which was different when I saw that as well. Welcome to the club. Triple dot. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. Oh yeah, I started the game up once to check out like if everything was working correctly, and it once again gave me that warning of highly disturbing content. Don't play if you suffer from depression or like have any serious mental issues. Then you won't have a fun time playing this game. So play at your own risk and stuff. And it also said all girls are 18 and over. So I guess maybe they got some like. What's it called? Either there are some more scenes in here that I have to blur, or they got some complaints from the previous game that, Natsuki kind of looks like a 14-year-old, which in my mind she still does. Anyone else looks I can understand that anyone else looks is over 18, but with Natsuki, I did need that message because she doesn't look 18 and over. Or over. She's also the one who made the cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that. Oh, you can just ignore her when she's moody. Sayori says that out loud for everyone to hear. Well, that's how I said it, apparently, but yeah. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comfortably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Ah, well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monika, is that right? That's right. Yeah, Monika. we have a history together, Sayori. It's great to see you again, Mark. Monika smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monika was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monika. Come sit down, Mark. We made room for you at a table so you can sit next to me or Monika. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them, I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it has been widened so there is one space next to Monika and one space next to Natsuki. Sayori, yeah. I did that before as well. I mistake Sayori's name for Natsuki somehow. I don't know why. Or how, even. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room, where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hands. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Whoa! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes, decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monika. I follow. It's delicious! Sayori talks with a mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I... Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything. I thought you technically did, Sayori said. Well, maybe. But not for... You know, you, dummy. Alright, alright. I gave up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismissed the conversation. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us, before setting down a teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Let me guess, your teachers gave you permission. Sorry, I remember that one. Well, I remember a lot of the dialogue, but whatever. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monika raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monika that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monika, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be the board member of any of the major clubs. Weren't you the leader of the debate club last year? Aha, well, you know, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. That's really funny because we are going to prepare for the festival, so... I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monika really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it! Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monika must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Mark, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, horror. I do like horror. Horror, thriller, mostly horror though. Considering how little I've read over the past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of a teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually emerge me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at the minimum level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful in changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, took his eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say it out loud! And give that back! Fine, fine. Hey, your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are. Sayori slides up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I am not cute! Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not very confident writer yet? I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sat in silence for a moment. Okay, okay everyone, I have a great idea. I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Triple dot. Yeah, let's do it! Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Mark? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. What is that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All 4 girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry, I thought... Mark... You all... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That's it. If writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls, because that's definitely the priority on your mind. Right, okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Yes, I'm so happy! Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, you really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would have been super pissed. Then that makes it official. That makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone, there it is. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next club meeting, so we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. Mark, I look forward to seeing how you explain. Yeah, I'm sure you freaking do, Monika. Yeah. Can I really impress class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey Mark, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right, Sayori and I never walk home together anymore, because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the 2 of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 4 girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and Monika. Oh, and of course, Monika. Will I really be happy spending every day in school in the literature club? Well, that depends on what the game has in store for me. Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Yeah, well, I hope. Although I'm pretty scared that I won't be able to. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Oh yeah, we're back with this! The best soundtrack in the game. Alright, anyway. Shall we do... Oh, I should also... Oh, that's an autosave. Okay. Oh, there are less save spaces than that nowadays. There used to be 9. Alright. Shall we do the same thing, where I choose words to describe myself rather than one of the girls and see what the game picks? I think we'll do that again. Games, of course. Climax. Extreme. So I'm picking words to describe myself rather than of any girl specifically, just to see what the game picks, because I've done that twice. Once on the original game and a second time on my first playthrough in Blue Skies, and both times the game picked Yuri. So I'm very curious if we're going to be third time lucky and get Yuri once again. Because I do totally feel Yuri and I are 100, well not 100%, but we are very much alike. Horror. Determination. Oh, I love this soundtrack so much, it's so good. That river is so nice. Calm. How is that in Sayori words? Analysis? Oh no, secretive. That's more me. Oh, I got an achievement for that. Poetry slam. Spend enough time during the poem minigame for the music to loop. Nice. I didn't even know that there were achievements. I guess they're all hidden. So that must be why. Yeah, you can't... Oh yeah, they are hidden. Oh, whoops. Because otherwise you can click here and see... Oh no, never mind. No, not all of them are hidden. Oh, how the hell did I not get this one? I started a new game. Write a perfect poem for Sayori, perfect poem for Natsuki, perfect for Yuri. Ooh, write a perfect poem for Monika, you say? How the hell is that even possible? Finish all of the side stories, achieve 100% data collection, what the fuck? And the rest is hidden. Okay, whatever. So a perfect Sayori poem or a perfect Yuri poem, like, so you have to like write, like only choose their words the entire time through. Okay. But I won't be able to do that now already because I already picked my own words. Not Sayori words. Every time when Sayori jumps at such a horrible word, it's so sad. Ugh. Unstable. None of these really apply to me. Oh, amazing. Of course, of course. Oh, depression. Is that a Sayori word? Because, or is that a, like, it looks like a Sayori word, but it's a Yuri one. Universe. Oh yeah, broken is a Sayori one. I remember that. Heaven sent. Imagination. Eternity. Again, Sayori super happy with that one. Graveyard. Right, I think it is a Yuri wrong. Oh, it's either Yuri or Sayori. No way in hell that this is a Natsuki poem. Hi again, Mark. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. If only Monika, if only that option was there. Well, no, that's not true. I will see this through to the end. Doesn't matter how many times you fix the or try to beat the like mess around with the game, Monika. I will see this through to the end. For the sake of Yuri and Sayori, and yourselves as well. Natsuki doesn't matter. Yuri, Sayori, and you. Those are the only ones that I worry about. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my words. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last one to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Mark. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mind for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monika and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Mark always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work around without me even asking, like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting, and you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Mark can become good friends too. Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori! Huh? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want me to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, but it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. It's not even necessarily cute. Well, her reaction, you could consider that cute, but it's just thoughtful. And kind and friendly. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monika to kick off some scheduled activities with the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So Yuri and Monika are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in the book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Okay, so it is a Yuri poem. Okay. In my previous two incarnations, my first poem was a Sayori poem. And then the next two ones were both Yuri. I'm very curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap! I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. But it only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed it in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have two copies of the same book? Ah, well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about, anyway? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. Hell yeah, there's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright, I just wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison, and while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? You made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing? Why, I am. No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals. Or their own philosophy that they believe in. Yeah, like Monika, for example. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book I had put into my bag. Alright. It's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I didn't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I still don't understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she is not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry, I was just... Yuri, you apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I didn't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... This should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, and then hold my book more between the two of them. Ah, I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. Oh, I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, I remember this picture. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm, on the right side of the book. That way, I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Huh? To turn the page. Ah, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. Ah, that's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she's finished the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri? This might be a little silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all of the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. He remains silent for a moment. But Mark, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone! I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thoughts. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry you haven't been looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to this. Sorry. It's not... I mean, I guess I made that joke before, actually. I don't even know. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand on the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright, I guess I'll do more reading tonight. Or would you prefer if I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little bit more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reason. Ning, in that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book and then slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah? My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monika enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monika wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monika's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. I might as well make a separate save. Well, but let's start with Sayori. I'm definitely most comfortable sharing with Sayori first. She's my good friend after all. Triple dots. This is a good poem, Mark. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Mark. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Sayori, you're not selfish either. I know that doesn't make any sense because you haven't told me anything, but it is true. Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, and I'm going to make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Oh yeah, Dear Sunshine. Yeah. Yeah, I want breakfast. Yeah, I've read that one before. To be honest, I've read all of this dialogue before, so theoretically I could skip everything, but... Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No? Just a little bit? You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Ah, yeah. I didn't mean to say it was a bad poem. It came out nice. Or, how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah, especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late for school? It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monika's the best. Yeah. But next time I won't forget, and I'm going to write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Yeah, she'll hate it because I barely picked any Natsuki words. Mark, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home. What? Harsh. What do you expect me to believe that you actually put effort in this? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We'll start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about? I thought so. Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I got to share mine now. Knowing you'll probably think it's stupid. Yeah, and then set up for a rhyme and then full flat at the very end, yeah. Yeah, I told you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I won't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly! Yes, exactly! That's all you need to do, Kazuha! And if you think about it, is there any other skill worthwhile to know? No, there most certainly is not. Just say the word and we shall walk the path of explosions together! Way too close for comfort. I like when it's easy to read, but hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight into the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it full flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Alright, Yuri. Oh no, it's still raining outside. Triple dots. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional! What was that? Did they say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imaginary and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Triple dot. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger around the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. When Sayori finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor has totally changed. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice, and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Well, Natsuki just said mine sucks, and then Sayori just said, like, well, keep trying and you'll improve. So the only one that gave me valuable advice so far was Sayori. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased? How? Well, I've already saw that. I've already seen that. Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the lights. Yeah. Light flickers, I flicker back. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all, but it took you a long time to read. Yeah, I actually did have trouble reading her handwriting when I read it the first time in the original game, which is kind of funny. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Huh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad that you liked it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little bit more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Well, unlike my digestive system that just needed to make itself present right then and there. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Mark. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Huh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so... Now, if anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Ark. Me too. Alright, so Monika. Hi, Monika. Staring directly into my soul again. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring up things, okay? Alright, so keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Ark. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monika my poem. Great job, Mark. I was going in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. Yeah, that's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, but allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or by letting them deeply analyze all of the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants to write. It's not like... the foreshadowing is real. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. Doesn't mean I always feel the same way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Yeah, hole in the wall. A whole of infinite choices. So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. So you're not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Whoops. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? You had an epiphany, Monika? Not quite sure how to put it, but I guess yeah, you had an epiphany. Oh no, we all know how well that went. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming out strongly. Maybe after everyone's a bit better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated. Oh yeah, the big puddle of ink, right? Yeah, get something on paper, tidy up later. Now I think about it, if you keep it in the same spots, you get a very big dark puddle of ink. Move your hand, go with the flow. That's my advice of the day. Thanks for listening. Phew! I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. It was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monika are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. Oh, we're going to have the argument again. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Huh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns to the poem on the desk. To the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clear about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Huh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually cared about it, which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Mark did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect to change it Not expected to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. Oh, I love Yuri's insults are the best. I love how she just like she starts super nice and then like well, I might as well compare it with a knife. Like it's like it starts to be nice and suddenly she jabs a knife like right in like under your belly out of nowhere. Like it stings in a nasty way, and the way she builds it up helps with that. It's super badass. And Mark liked my poem too, you know? Even though he even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Mark appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice? You didn't even give any advice, Natsuki. Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I wouldn't deliberately go on my way to make everything I do awfully cutesy. Again, Yuri with the insults. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew his size bigger as soon as Mark started showing up. And Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you! I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. Mark, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poem so convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out of the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Mark. Wait, there's a reason why we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning. Feelings and meanings the most effectively. Okay, whatever. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Mark? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing. But whoever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course that's going to be... Natsuki, Yuri... Help me, Sayori! Yeah, originally I chose Yuri. But I could also ask for Sayori's help this time. Are we gonna... what are we gonna do? I guess this is a good moment to save. I mean, if we're going to write Yuri poems in the end, it doesn't matter that I don't choose her here. I can choose Sayori. Natsuki glares at me, drying up any words I had in my mouth. So instead I turned to Yuri. Yuri! But Yuri's expression is so defensive that I can't bring myself to say anything to her. Sayori! Yeah, everyone's making Sayori uncomfortable. How can it do if you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this? Well, that's her problem. This isn't about her. I agree. It's unfair for others to interject their own feelings into our conflict. Yeah, unless Sayori wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk she's being. She would never! This is your immaturity that made her upset in the first place. Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why nobody yeah, stop! Or stop! Or something. Natsuki, Yuri, you guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people, and I love them because of their differences. Natsuki's poems, they're amazing because they give you so many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented, so why are we fighting? Because, well... Also, Natsuki's cute, and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same as they always were. Big and beautiful. Sayori? Sayori stands triumphantly. Monika stands behind her with a bewildered expression. I'll make some tea. Yuri rushes off. Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So this is why Sayori is vice president. I whispered to Monika. She nods in return. To be honest, I might come off as a good leader. I can organize things, but I'm not very good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing of me. Ha. Nah, it's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either. Well, I guess that just means Sayori is amazing in her own ways, isn't she? You could say that. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's really suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing. I see. Take good care of her. Oh, you. You have the power to stop this, Monika. Or you have the power to prevent this, Monika. Don't do that. Don't fucking say that shit. And then don't mean it afterwards. If anything happens to her, Monika, prepare for a huge ass whooping. If it's going to be exactly the same as the original game, prepare to meet your maker, Monika. That makes 2 of us. You can count on me. I sure as hell hope so. Monika smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person really does make a good president, regardless of what she says. If only I could get the chance to talk to Monika. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Mark, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learned something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, did I learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes? With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Mark, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It really has been a while since Yuri and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori? About what happened earlier? What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki? Does that kind of thing happen often? No! That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Phew. You know, Mark, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in a club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone else is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. That's... Every day is going to be so much fun. Looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Well, I'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I say that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. Alright, well, another poem writing set. Alright, well, I'll write this poem and then I'll end off the episode. Alright, well, how about I try to write a perfect, to get that achievement, right? How about I try to write a perfect poem here? A perfect... I'm still a bit torn between Sayori and Yuri, but I guess we will write a perfect Yuri poem. Destiny is Sayori words. Oh, actually, also, if I am going to do that, I'll save here. And then if I make a mistake, I can load it. Atone. I'll just save after every word so I can write the perfect poem. If I make a mistake, I can just go back. Massacre is Sayori words. Effulgence. Extra. Oh no! Shit! I thought that was a Yuri word. Oh, what? Ah, come on. Okay, you can't cheat it. Okay. Eternity. Okay, eternity. Fuck. Frightening. Tenacious. Unrestrained. Massacre. Fatality? Yes. Extraordinary. Oh yeah, I made the same mistake again. Okay, so you can't save every... That's a bit stupid, but okay. Captive. Disarray. Contamination. Tenacious. Intellectual. Extra... How many times am I going to make the same mistake, for fuck's sakes, man? Uncontrollable. Imagination. Okay, I'm actually gonna check. Okay, so yeah, depression is indeed a... So yeah, we were. That was just I wanted to know. Okay, vertigo, philosophy. No, not vibrance. Okay, that was a bit of a guess. Graveyard, crimson. Desire, unrestrained. Passion. Oh, how is passion a Sayori word? That's a Yuri word if anything else. Okay. Disaster. Vivid. Melancholy. Infallible. Secretive. Determination. Wrath? Yeah, okay. Variance. Contamination. Not extraordinary. Essence. Infinite. Vertigo. Entropy. Extreme. Frightening. Well, that might be a Sayori word though. Yes! Okay. Yeah, marriage is a Sayori word. Aura is a Yuri one. An ending is Yuri. Tone. Okay, one more. Disarray. There we go, a perfect poem for Yuri. Alright, anyway, I'll end up the episode here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't know how much more, although there's apparently a whole ton of stuff looking at all the achievements, but so far everything is exactly the same, so I'll probably blast through the these ones here, because these all are, you know, nothing new here. So yeah, we'll see we'll see what new stuff Monika has in store for us. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Oh, by the way, I will continue Blue Skies after I'm finished with this, because I still have to do the Natsuki route, and I have to check the Monika stuff. And as I said, after Blue Skies, I've got like a dozen mods lined up, so there is a lot more Doki Doki stuff coming over. But this was first, so I just like, alright, let's do this one first. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Click the like button if you did. Subscribe to join the Roman army, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later, Romans. Valete.